Welcome back to the Richest Man in Babylon Summarized. We're on Chapter 9, the Clay Tablets of Babylon. What's the story? This chapter is a collection of several journal accounts written in clay tablets as though they were discovered by archaeologists in the modern era. The tablets contain the account of Dabasir, the ex-slave from the previous chapter, the camel trader of Babylon. The tablets progress chronologically, summarizing period by period Dabasir's intention and plan to pay back his debts to all whom he owes money, including the amounts he owes to many of them. Dabasir devises a plan with the Council of Mathan, the moneylender from the chapter The Gold Lender of Babylon. Dabasir and his wife plan to live off of no more than 70% of their income, the remaining portion to be divided thus: 10% to PYF and 20% to paying off their debts. The concluding tablet appears to have been recorded more than a year after Dabasir started his plan. In its record, Dabasir celebrates the completion of his debts and the wealth that he has slowly obtained through his PYF efforts. In conjunction with this chapter, Appendix A contains two letters from the modern era, written by an Alfred Shrewsbury to a colleague by the name of Franklin Caldwell. The first letter connotes that Mr. Caldwell led an excavation that discovered the clay tablets written by Dabasir 5,000 years ago. The tablets made their way back to Nottingham University, where Mr. Shrewsbury read them. Mr. Shrewsbury is taken with Dabasir's plan and expresses in the letter his intent on putting it into action to see if he and Mrs. Shrewsbury can likewise find success in freeing themselves from a life of financial slavery. The second letter, dated more than a year later, is a testimonial to the wisdom of ancient Dabasir's plan. Mr. Shrewsbury expresses with gratitude that he and his wife have greatly improved their financial standing and are nigh unto being debt-free, while at the same time having begun investing for their future. He marvels at the wisdom and tenacity of Dabasir and wishes he could thank the old chap whose plan saved us from our hell on earth. What are the financial principles in play in this chapter? It is wise to seek counsel from those better at handling money than you. I'm smiling because how many times have we said that? It is necessary to have a financial plan. It is foolish to run away from the consequences of your actions. Better to have honor and face them directly. Pay yourself first 10% of everything you make, no matter how much debt you're in. Those who seek for self-respect must provide for their family. Do this with 70% of what you earn. Use the remaining 20% of your income to pay off your debts. When your debt is greater than your net worth, you are broke. Keeping your commitments and paying your debts brings a light heart, full of confidence. It doesn't matter how foolishly you've acted in the past. It doesn't matter how much shame you carry now. You have the power to change your circumstance and regain your honor. So how do we apply these financial principles to our lives? Do not let past failures or shame stop you from obtaining future success and respectability. Look your consequences in the eye and acknowledge that it's not who you are anymore. Plan and execute a monthly budget each month, wherein you live on 70% of your income, PYF 10%, and use the remaining 20% to pay off your debts. Do not vary from this plan until it is complete. That is the summary of Chapter 9 of The Richest Man in Babylon, the Clay Tablets of Babylon. You can move on to Chapter 9 where we go into greater depth, or you can move on to Chapter 10. Thanks for watching.